What the flip. Just fanning about in the garden. Neither of them pulled a weed in their lives. Well, the wife has. Anyway, wasn't that funny? Anyway, it's good news because Alan Titchmarsh, arguably one of my favourite horticultural presenters, has unveiled his top gardening tips for March, as we can see in this article from the Express. So what we're going to do, we're going to go through them one by one, and I'll explain exactly what he means and how to do it. There is one weird mistake in there, but I don't think that's Alan Titchmarsh. I think it's the person who wrote this article, because how many times they get it wrong? Is it every time? Anyway, let's get on with it. First of all, I need to take off this top because Alan's first tip is about soil temperatures. Now, if you are looking to direct sow your seeds into the ground, then you need to make sure that your soil is warm enough to initiate germination. Now, these can be annual seeds, these can be vegetable seeds, it can be fancy seeds like your very tall sunflowers. But in order to make sure that your soil is warm enough, then you need to do the elbow test. All you do is put your elbow in the ground and see if it's warm enough. Now, the problem with that technique is that it is not particularly scientific. If you are a hot-blooded male like myself, then everything you touch with your flipping elbow is going to feel cold. However, if, like my lovely wife Lorna, who spends most of her life wrapped up because she is always freezing, then whatever you touch with her elbow is going to feel warm, or it will just freeze whatever that elbow touches. Now, the second technique suggested not just by Alan Titchmarsh but also by the lovely Monty Dunn is to remove your trousers, take down your pants, that's underwear for the Americans, and sit your butt on the ground. And if the soil is warm enough and your butt feels warm, then the temperature is likely to be fine for sowing your seeds in it. But let's be honest with you, who really wants to see me take down my trousers and sit butt naked on the ground? The ladies do. Now, probably a more accurate way, and is the third way as recommended by Alan Titchmarsh, is to see, do you have any weed seeds germinating, which indeed we do. However, would it not be better just to use a soil thermometer, and then you know exactly what the temperature is? Come on, Alan. Now, the next piece of advice from Alan is this. He says March is the time for planting. So what you would do, you'd walk around your borders, you would see what gaps you have available, and then consider planting some more plants in those gaps. Just be aware that in some of these gaps there will be herbaceous plants waiting to come through, there will be bulbs waiting to come through, and the last thing you want to do is start digging up your existing plants just to replace it with yet another plant. Now, if you are finding the information in this video useful, or perhaps just mildly amusing and you'd like to pass it on, then by all means press the like button. It supports this channel immensely and helps us do what we do. Don't forget, you can also click onto the subscription button. Subscription is absolutely free and you can unsubscribe at any time, doesn't cost you anything. And if you want to be notified whenever we publish a new video, then all you need to do is click on that notification bell. Anyway, let's continue to find out what old Boyle Belt has to say. Now, this is a good solid tip from Alan. It's spring, so a lot of the plants will be coming into life, the metabolism will be rising, and there will be an increased need for nutrition and fertilizer in the soil. So at this time of year, it's a great idea to put down some additional feed. So you could be looking at Grome, or you could be looking at fish blood and bone, but a good sprinkling of a good general purpose fertilizer on top of the borders is a fantastic idea, and one that I also thoroughly recommend. Now, in order to enjoy a little bit of spring colour early, Alan recommends planting up pots of spring frame bulbs by your front door. So these can be tulips, these can be daffodils, and it's a great way to get a little bit of interest where you can see it all the time leaving and entering the house. Now, one of the other plants he recommends, which for some reason in that article say is a special kind of daffodil is to plant your fritillarias, particularly the snakehead fritillary. And to be honest with you, I really like that plant and would also recommend that, but it's not a daffodil. What the flippy, I can damage my hat doing that. What the flippy are you talking about? But as a technique for bringing some colour where you're going to see it, that's a good one. Hang on a minute, who put those old idiots back in the video? Oh yeah, that was me. Sorry, I needed to pad out for another 12 seconds. Oh, they'll be gone in a minute. Now, the last piece of advice from Alan Titchmarsh regarding his mulch jobs is to have your rhododendrons as green as grass, as that will keep them as happy as Larry. That is a direct quote, and he's absolutely right, because if your rhododendrons are not green, which means they're probably going a wee bit yellow, bit of veining, then there's going to be an issue with nutrition, as in not having enough of it. Now, it could be a problem with the soil acidity, because if the soil is not acidic, then rhododendrons will have a problem absorbing iron and magnesium, and those elements are necessary to produce the chlorophyll pigment, which is green. So if your leaves are not a lovely lush grass-like green, then there's not enough chlorophyll in the leaves, and it won't be able to grow effectively, which will mean a reduction in growth, health and flowering. So again, another spot on piece of advice from Alan Titchmarsh. Anyway, that's all I have from Alan, and if you have any great advice, any great gardening jobs or tips for March, then you're more than welcome to put those in the comments. We would love to hear from you, and it's a great resource for those other viewers who like to read the comments too. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Right, now, just before you go, if you want to see more content, more behind the scenes stuff, and images that I've taken of some weird freaky plants over the years, then you're in luck, because we've created an Instagram page. So you can find the link in our description, you can find the link on our main page, and if I'm clever enough, I might be able to get a link somewhere up there. Anyway, thanks for watching, and if you want to see more YouTube stuff, then check out this video here. That's quite a good one. And if it doesn't float your boat, then another one right there. And enjoy these while I've still got the strength, imagination and aptitude to make them. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.